Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Mantras Tantras Chach Mantra Tantras Chidram Deshakala Vastutaha Sarvam Karoti Nishchidram Anusankirtanam Tava Mantras Tantras Chidram Deshakalarah Vastutaha Sarvam Karoti Nishchidram Anusankirtanam Tava. We discussed this wonderful verse yesterday, very, very powerful. Canto 8, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, chapter 23. This verse is text number 16. No matter whatever loopholes, chidram, we may have, but if we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, then Sarvam Karoti Nishchidram. All the loopholes will be filled by chanting of the holy names. So this is the potency, the power of the Yoga Dharma, which is Nama Sankirtana. So now we will read the next verse, which is text number 19. This chapter is coming to an end. This whole pastime is coming to an end. Let's see. Evam balir mahim rajan bhikshitva vamano hari dadau bhratre mahendraya tridivam yat parayritam. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. O King Parikshit, thus having taken all the land from Bali Maharaj by begging, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vamandeva, delivered to his brother Indra all the land taken away by Indra's enemy. Hare Krishna. So quite straightforward. Bali and Prahlad, etc. have gone to Sutaloka. The yajna is complete. Bali Maharaj is gone. Vamanadeva has the possession because it was given to him in charity, and now he is giving back to Indra, his brother, because they were the sons of the same father, Indra and Bali. And that's it. Okay, Vena S. I don't know the full name, but you want to read? Prabhuji or Mataji? Vane S. Who is this devotee?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, this is Jyoti.
Yeah, please, Mataji.
And with pronouns, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Text 20 and 21. Prajapati Pati Brahma Devarshi Pitra Bhumi Pai Daksha Brgo Angiro Mukhyai Kumarena Bhavena Cha Kashyapashyadite Prityai Sarvabhuta Bhavaya Cha Lokanam Lokapalanam Akaro Vamanam Patim. Translation by His Divine Grace Abhay Charna Ravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Lord Brahma, the master of King Daksha and all other Prajapatis, accompanied by all the demigods, the great saintly persons, the inhabitants of Pitraloka, the Manus, the Munis, and such leaders as Daksha, Bhrigu, and Angira, as well as Kartikeya and Lord Shiva, accepted Lord Vamanadeva as the protector of everyone. He did this for the pleasure of Kashyapa Muni and his wife Aditi, and for the welfare of all the inhabitants of the universe, including their various leaders. Thank you, Prabhuji. Back to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Then thank you so much. So quite straightforward. He did this for the pleasure of Kashyap Muni and his wife Aditi. So for the pleasure of devotees, Krishna is willing to do anything. And for the welfare of the whole universe, including the leaders, leaders referring to the Devatas, the Manus, Pitrilokas, Brahma, etc. So in short, whatever Lord does is for the benefit. One may say, well, Bali Maharaj was sent to Sutaloka. That's also for his benefit. Correct? We discussed that, how even Prahlad Maharaj was acknowledging that yes, it is for his benefit. How Vindyavali was acknowledging that yes, it was for his benefit. So in short, whatever Lord does is for the welfare. Now someone may say, well, the Lord is causing corona, is it for benefit? First of all, is the Lord causing corona? Let's take this point. And if yes, is it for benefit? Anyone wants to share some thoughts on this? What do we think here?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. You can't be blaming Lord for your own karma. That's what I believe.
Okay, nice. Anyone else? Because someone will ask you this question, right? Because we say everything happens by the will of the Lord. So then the question may come, is this corona happening by the will of the Lord? Can the Lord change it? If yes, then why is he not doing so? So many questions may come up in this topic.
But I guess you can say that if it's will of the Lord, if the human being is not following the will of the Lord, he's taken the matter into his own hands, and he in a way created corona because of his habits.
True, that's a very nice point. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, Pravir Prabhu?
So we can realize that even if we consider ourselves like we are very powerful, we are very intelligent, but even if we think from that perspective that corona is from Lord's energy, it's an inferior energy, or we can say like between the two inferior energies, it's a living entity, because virus is a living entity. So we know that Krishna stated in Bhagavad Gita that yes, one superior energy and the inferior energy is material, and superior energy is the living entities. So we can see that this is just single living entity is enough to create a havoc to the most powerful, most intelligent people. So that is the Lord's magnanimity. That way we can think that how big Lord is. So even if we take that corona is from Krishna's energy, because we have to take that. This Krishna's energy. This is very small living entity is creating a havoc. So we have to understand, we have to take ourselves that how insignificant we are. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nice points. Yeah, ultimately it's a reminder of the Supreme Lord through his indirect agents. It's not that he's the direct energy, as Prabhuji mentioned. It's not the internal energy, it's the external energy. It's not one of Krishna's incarnations coming. It's not the Vishnu Tattva is coming to teach. Even an insignificant entity is sufficient to teach us and to question the direction in which the whole world is going, to gauge what is the real purpose of life, to understand what is the life's goal, what is human life meant for. Kamaladala Jala Jivana Thalamala, life is very short. Any moment, anything can happen. Am I using it for the purpose it is intended for? Everything has a purpose. A pen has a purpose. A book has a purpose. A phone has a purpose. Life has also a purpose. But am I just using it in a futile way, just eating, sleeping, etc.? Or am I trying to utilize the Lord through his indirect energy is kind of warning us for good. If the child is not listening to the parents, then sometimes the parents will give a strict warning for the welfare of the child, right? If the child keeps putting hand in the fire and the father says, no, don't put, you'll get hurt. And the child puts again. And the father says, no, don't put. And the child puts again. A couple of times, and the father, what will he do? He'll get a little strict, right? Or maybe he'll show a sample of a kind of maybe a candle, and if you put hand near the candle, like then you'll get burned. So the Lord is teaching so many things, but ultimately we were on this point that whatever Lord does for the welfare of all inhabitants of the universe, that's the point. But very few people take it that way. Rest will keep blaming God. Rest will keep complaining. When a devotee sees the situation, every situation from Krishna's perspective, Shastra's perspective, then it will make sense. Okay, let's read the next one.
Prabhu, can I add please something? Because my connection was not good earlier.
Sure, Mataji, please.
Okay, thank you. Dandas Pranam to a devotee. So two things that come to my mind, and very nice topic you brought up. Prabhupada said that wherever there is cow killing, there'll be war and all these kind of calamities will come, big diseases and stuff. And every opportunity is finally an opportunity to take shelter of the holy name. Last plague also, and last calamities on India, when everybody went on Harinams, then then these things were really cured for good. Prabhupada gave this example in live in Hyderabad. There was such a big drought, and devotees did Sankirtan, and then it rained. And Prabhupada mentioned this at that time, that when plague had come, that time also, it was the Harinams that ended the plague. And I just wanted to add that. And it's every situation is an impetus for us to take Krishna consciousness forward of the masses. Prabhupada also said that the people will move from cities back to villages, and you can see in Corona that's also starting to happen a little bit. So to put a positive spin on such a sad calamity is that if we can go deeper and if we can bring more people to Krishna consciousness, these calamities will be cured. Back to you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Very nice points you shared. Okay, yes, Sampata Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you. Hare Krishna, text 22 to 23. Vedanam sarva devanam dharmasya yasasa shriya mangalanam ratanam cha kalpam swarga pavargayo upendram kalpayam chakre patim sarva vibhutai tada sarvani bhutani brisamumudire nripa. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. O King Parikshit, Indra was considered the king of all the universe, but the demigods headed by Lord Brahma wanted Upendra, Lord Vamanadeva, as the protector of the Vedas, the principles of religion, fame, opulence, auspiciousness, vows, elevation to the higher planetary system, and liberation. Thus they accepted Upendra, Lord Vamanadeva, as a supreme master of everything. This decision made all living entities extremely happy. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you. Back to you. Please explain.
Hare Krishna. Indra was considered king of all universes. But the demigods headed by Lord Brahma wanted Upendra. Upendra refers to Vamandeva, Urukrama, Upendra, these are different names. The protector of the Vedas. So ultimately, I think this is very straightforward that Indra may be the king of a tiny universe, but ultimately, if he was really the king, then why he had to come and ask for help, right? How come Bali Maharaj took over? So it shows that their strength is limited, but the Lord's strength is unlimited. Demigod strength is limited. Lord's strength is unlimited. And Indra was pretty much, kicked out. Even Hiranyakashipu kicked Indra out. He was sweeping floor, cutting vegetables in the courtyard, in the court of the king, Hiranyakashipu. So, but the point here is the Supreme Lord is the master of everything, and this decision makes everyone extremely happy. So if one accepts that, one will be very happy. If one accepts oneself as the master, oneself as the real king, oneself as the proprietor, then one will suffer. Bhoktaram yagyatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suridam sarvabhutanam gyatva mam shantim richati. The universal peace formula, the universal happiness formula. Krishna is the master of everyone and everything. He's a proprietor. And he's not like a proprietor, he's not like a selfish proprietor. We see that he had everything and gave to Indra. He gave Sutaloka to Bali Maharaj and became a doorkeeper. So he's a very selfless, real, as a friend, as a loving father, mother, parent, brother would do. He's doing that for all his children. But one who understands to give to him, then as a supreme master, supreme everything, then he will be happy. Else one will suffer. Thank you, Sampada Mataji. Okay, yes, Muna Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Tatastava Indraha Puraskritya Deva Yanena Vamanam Loka Palayar Divam Ninye Brahmana Chanu Modita. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thereafter, along with all the leaders of heavenly planets, Indra, the king of heaven, placed Lord Vamandeva before him, and with the approval of Lord Brahma, brought him to the heavenly planet in celestial airplane. Back to you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So, quite straightforward. The leaders brought him to heavenly planets in a plane. Special airlines, Vamana Airlines, right? Vaikuntha Airlines. Okay, one last verse for today, text 25. Yes, Lakshay? Or Rama wants to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. Text 25. Prapyatri Bhuvanam Chandra Upendra Bhuja Palita Srijya Paramaya Justo Mamute Gata Sad Huasa. Translation. Indra, king of heaven, being protected by the arms of Vamanadeva, the supreme personality of Godhead, thus regained his rule of the three worlds and was reinstated in his own position, supremely opulent, fearless, and fully satisfied. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Haribol, thank you, Lakshay Prabhu. Quite straightforward. Indra back to his position, fearless, and Tribhuvana. So he obtained his position back by the mercy of Lord Vamandeva. We have to remember that. Not because of his strength, not because of any other factors, but by Lord's mercy. So the Lord has given these different demigods and demons these positions and kingdom and whatever they may say, oh, it's my kingdom. Similarly, it belongs to us. It applies to us as well. Ultimately, whatever situation we may be in, whether one is very qualified, whether one is very wealthy, or beauty, any opulence, or strength, or knowledge, or anything, it is just the Lord has given that to us, and He may take it at any point. But if we become falsely proud about it, then it's just pride comes before the fall. It's just one step close to fall. And it happened in the life of Indra also, because the Lord uses Indra as a lesson to teach us with how Indra thought that yes, he is the real controller. And then Govardhanila happened. Okay, maybe we can just read 26 and 27. I think Kṛṣṇa wanted to read, Prabhu? Or you want?
No, Prabhu, he just left it.
Oh, he just. Noon has, yes, Puna Mataji, want to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Tanta Pranamsha. Text 26-27. Brahma Sarva Kumarasya Vrigavada Munaye Mipa Pitar Sarva Bhutani Siddha Vaimanika Srajaye Sumahata Karma Tat Vishnu Garyantam Param Drotam Deshnayani Swani Te Jammu Raditam Cha Sasam Sire. Translation. Translation by His Divine Grace, Prabhupada. Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lord Kartikeya, the Great says, Bhrigu, other saintly persons, the inhabitants of Pitraloka, and all other entities present, including the inhabitants of Siddhaloka and living entities who travel in outer space by airplane, all glorified the uncommon activities of Lord Vamandeva. O king, while chanting about and glorifying the Lord, they return to their respective heavenly planets. They also praise the position of Aditi. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. It's kind of a festival going on of the glorification of the Supreme Lord, Vamandeva. They're all in the heavenly planets now. A festival is going on. These great personalities, Lord Shiva is present, Brahma is present, Siddhalokas. So everyone is chanting and glorifying the Lord. And after they were done, while chanting, they returned to their respective heavenly planets. It's a nice meditation also. That means when the festival was done, it's not that, okay, festival done, let me put on my way back, let me put my Hollywood song. On their way back also, they were glorifying Krishna only, right? It's not that, okay, I go to the temple, I glorify the Lord, do some kirtan bhajan, but now I'm coming back, let me put some Hollywood, Bollywood song in my car. On their way back, they return to their respective, while chanting and glorifying, they return back to their respective. That means they had come from different places. They could travel on this they could travel in outer space by their respective airplanes, their private jets in today's day and age. So all of these are great devotees. They are always chanting the holy name, glorifying the Lord, and glorifying the position of Aditi, the mother of the Lord in this case. So very, very nice. Any other thoughts or questions or comments before we end today's discussion? Yes, Pravir Prabhu, want to say something?
So I just want to share. Yesterday you were talking one verse, Dapore Puricharjayam. That verse is in the actually 12th canto, chapter 3, last verse. It says, Kritte jad dhyayato vishnum Tretayam jajato makke Dapore Puricharjayam Kolo Tad Hari Kirtanat. Is the last verse.
Last verse. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes, I remember I was exactly looking for this one. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's quickly read the translation. Whatever result was obtained in Satyuga by meditating on Lord Vishnu, Trita Yuga by performing sacrifices, in Dwapar Yuga by serving the Lord's lotus feet, can be obtained in Kali Yuga simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So Satyuga, meditation. Treta Yuga, sacrifice. Dwapar Yuga, deity worship. In Kali Yuga, chanting of the holy name. One more verse, similar verse. Kalau Sankirtanai Keshavam. Whatever is achieved in meditation by Satyuga, by performing of sacrifice in Treta Yuga, worshipping of Lord Krishna's lotus feet in Dwapar. Pretty much same verse. Glorifying the name of Lord Keshava. So many verses are there which talk about the same thing, that ultimately. So it's the 12th canto, 3rd chapter, text 52. Okay, thank you, Prabir Prabhu, for sharing that. Anyone else has any other comments? Okay, so we'll pause here. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purana ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna, thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.